Cold and breezy early morning giving way to a wind chill that's about 30 degrees colder than what it should be. More about that coming up in just a moment.
Community fridges are here in La Crosse. How and where you can support your local community. Up next.
The biggest celebration of the Chinese calendar, the Coulee Region Chinese Community's Big Bash, coming up.
Today's show host Savannah Guthrie posts a new video pleading for the return of her mother, Nancy. I'm Bradley Blackburn with new details on the investigation into her disappearance and the search that's now entered its third week.
Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Monday, February 16th. It is 6 a.m. Good morning to you all. A new week awaits us all. We'll send it over now to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's tracking the forecast for us. A really nice weekend, but it is pretty chilly out there this morning. So, don't think you don't need a jacket or anything.
100% right on that one, my friend. You're seeing right now, we're going to be getting into the 40s and the 50s again this afternoon, but right now we're in the 40s. You can see 40 degrees for La Crosse, 40 degrees for Eau Claire, 44 in Prairie du Chien, but there is a wind chill. The winds are holding up to about 26 miles per hour right now, gusting. We had a little bit of light moisture up there, a mix of ice and snow and rainfall up along I-94 by Rusk County. Now that's gone. We'll hold on to more of this high pressure building and bringing in more of that moisture coming in from California as well as the Gulf, and that continues to push right into our region. We'll hold on eventually as we get into it. We're looking at 10 mile per hour wind gusts, possibly a little bit above that, maybe, or the wind gusts should be up to 25 miles per hour, though. You can see that right now, 26 miles per hour by Lansing. You're going to see that 19 increasing all the way up to about 22 as you get across to Sparta. So as it moves over us, it continues to pick up as it goes eastward. That will also dissipate as we go right through the 10 o'clock hour. Right now you see a little bit of wind for La Crosse downtown. It is 40 degrees. It feels like 34 degrees, where Eau Claire is now 40 degrees and it feels like 34 degrees. And of course, Winona is 45 degrees, feels like 40 degrees on your skin. The wind chills will continue to go all through the morning hours, as you can see there. And eventually, as we get into it today, we'll see 49 to about 63 degrees for the forecast today. I'm once again shaking my head, just going, I don't get this. Right back to you, my friend.
We don't get it, but we will take it. Thank you, Art. And it is President's Day today. That means that some things might be closed. Banks, schools, post offices, and the stock market all closed today. Most stores and restaurants, though, are open as usual. And a new option to help community members get fresh food and personal care items is now open. News 8 Now, Seth Padilla joins us live. Where can we find these items, Seth?
Alexandra, you can find them on Caledonia Street on the north side of La Crosse, and they're going to be in a community fridge at Golden Heart Tattoo Shop. And so basically what this does is it offers free access to food and household items for anyone who may need them. The fridge will be open 24 hours a day for anyone to donate or take what they need.
So the free little pantries can only take non-perishable food items, so like canned goods and whatnot, whereas with a fridge, well, perishable goods, things that wouldn't be able to last in a little typical free little pantry.
The project is organized by volunteers with Coulee Democratic Socialists of America and Driftless Mutual Aid. And the organizations say they're aiming to fill gaps left by traditional food pantries. And now this was just set up, but I want to give you guys a look on the actual inside of this fridge. As you can see, it is open and ready to go. No donations yet, but it is ready for those donations when they come. With that, I'll send it back to you, Alexandra, in the studio. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
All right, let's get some donations in there. Thank you for that, Seth. Tomorrow's spring primary elections. Competitive local races include Soldiers Grove Village Trustee, Westby School Board, and Rusk County Supervisor. Polls open at 7. The Coulee Region ringing in the Lunar New Year this weekend. The Coulee Region Chinese School and La Crosse Area Chinese Association hosted the annual celebration. Performers took the stage with traditional dances, music, and colorful costumes.
The New Year has been there for like over 5,000 years. Every year we celebrate. So this is our the biggest tradition, a holiday. So we are excited for sure. And also at the same time, we want to pass on the culture to our next generation.
The Year of the Horse officially begins tomorrow. And 400 athletes carving it up at the State Ski and Snowboard Championships in La Crosse this weekend. It was hosted at Mount La Crosse. You see right here, looking just like the Olympics. It was the biggest high school ski race in the country.
We are so proud to see all these people come together to work for the kids. These kids have been working so hard all year and now this is their championship race, and it feels like a championship venue.
Explore La Crosse estimates the event brings a big economic boom, bringing about 2,500 people to our area. Valentine's Day weekend kept local florists busy, but the work started months ago. One La Crosse florist has been in the business since he was 14. News 8 photographer John Hayes takes us to Monet Floral in this week's eyepiece.
When you can't say what you need to say, flowers always just say simple, I love you. The number one flower is the roses. It's a classic rose. When they think of Valentine's Day, they think of a rose. We do have a variance of other flowers available here in the store also. Your other favorites are going to be some tropical flowers. We've got the roses, we've got the lilies, we've got orchids, we've got just an abundance of everything that you're looking for. I went into this business at 14 years old when I was looking for a job, and all I could find was being a bucket washer at the local flower shop. And years later, here I am owning one. Designing on it, you have variances of what you're going to do for flowers. You'll do, X amount of this item, X amount of that, and you get to have your creativity wander no matter what on it. We always have a dog down here. Patrick likes to bring in Paulo. I also have 2 French bulldogs that I bring in, so people just love to come see the dogs, just visit. They're walking downtown, they just pop in and say hi. Nobody's gonna be upset getting flowers. You're making somebody's day by several different emotions, no matter what they be.
If you're looking for your own arrangement, you can check out Monet Floral in downtown La Crosse. The release of millions of Epstein files is sending shockwaves around the world. Norway's former prime minister has been charged with gross corruption. The CEO of global shipping giant DP World stepping down, and allegations of corruption now swirling around UK leadership.
Well, I think it's amazing that they're all being exposed, but I just would like to see them all held accountable.
Outside of the United States, investigations range from human trafficking to corruption and even espionage. The partial government shutdown is in day 3 today. Democrats and Republicans still divided over DHS funding and immigration enforcement. Agencies affected include TSA, FEMA, and the Coast Guard. Democrats want ICE agents to display their IDs, wear body cameras, and show their faces.
Judicial warrants should be required before ICE agents can storm private property or rip everyday Americans out of their homes.
Border Czar Tom Homan recently announced more than 1,000 ICE agents have left Minneapolis, hundreds more expected to leave soon. And another developing story, authorities are honing in on articles of clothing the suspect was seen wearing in that security camera footage from the night Nancy Guthrie went missing. Today Show host Savannah Guthrie has posted a new video with a message for the person holding her mother. CBS's Bradley Blackburn reports.
We still have hope.
In a new video, Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie made this plea to whoever is holding her mother.
It is never too late to do the right thing.
Police believe Nancy Guthrie was taken from her home on February 1st. The FBI says a black glove found near her Arizona home is being tested for DNA and that it matches the gloves seen worn by the suspect in doorbell camera footage.
We got to find that guy. Somebody out there knows who this is.
Authorities are asking for the public's help to find the suspect, who they believe is male, 5'9" or 5'10" tall, with an average build. Sources tell CBS News investigators have reviewed security camera video at this Tucson Walmart store as they focus on the black Ozark Trail hiker pack the suspect was wearing in the surveillance footage. The backpack is sold exclusively at Walmart. Friday, law enforcement searched a second house located less than 2 miles away from Guthrie's home and an SUV, though no arrests were made.
The whole world just wants to know where she is.
Members of the community signed a giant Bring Her Home banner hung outside of Tucson's local NBC affiliate.
I just think of, what if this was my mother, and I just feel so bad for them.
All hoping she'll be found as the search stretches into a 3rd week. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The FBI is now offering a $100,000 reward for information that either leads to Nancy or the suspect. The time now is 6:09. Still ahead on your morning news, California wine growers are ripping out their vineyards. What's behind the struggle? A supplement sold on TikTok Shop is being recalled. The details next. And who's really paying for tariffs? A new report has that answer coming up.
Get the bathroom you deserve at a price you can afford. Maxwell White Plumbing provides free estimates, quality materials, and expert installation. And for a limited time, offering financing with 0% interest for 48 months. So call today.
I'm Tanya with Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks in Winona, Minnesota. Is your muffler loud or falling apart? Well, I'm here to let you know we have expanded our services with our new exhaust bender. We can custom form exhaust to meet your needs. Give us a call today to set up an appointment. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
Freedom is the ability to choose the path that makes you happy. Take your next adventure in a new Jeep from Pischke Motors.
Stop in now during the President's Day sales event to get your new Jeep, like the 2026 Jeep Compass Altitude. There for every adventure, however you define it. And the new 2026 Jeep Cherokee with 37 combined MPG and 500 miles of range. Plus, get final clearance pricing on all remaining 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokees. This offer ends March 2nd. Go to Pischke.com. Pischke Motors West Salem or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
To everyone who values tradition, what does tradition mean to you?
Our family's been doing fish fry here for years.
At Culver's, we make our fish fry the way tradition deserves.
Hand battered, right here in the restaurant.
Right here.
Right here.
The food here never disappoints.
And the best part, we get to sit and enjoy the company. Hey.
Helping you spend time with your family, it's what we're all about.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
It's Hy-Vee's one-day sale, Monday, February 16th. Pork chops are just 77 cents. Hy-Vee eggs, just $1.48. Dole chopped or premium salad kits, $2.88. Hy-Vee macaroni and cheese, just 49 cents. Hy-Vee ice cream, $1.99. Save on Pepsi 6-packs and more. Monday, February 16th. And every day, you'll find the same low prices online as in store. Only at Hy-Vee.
If you have aging or cracked sewer lines that need to be replaced, choose Maxwell White. We make sewer replacements a stress-free process and make sure your lines are good to go for many years to come. For a limited time only, we're offering financing with 0% interest for 48 months. So call today.
In your morning consumer news, the State Department is creating a new bureau for disaster response and humanitarian aid. It comes months after the Trump administration eliminated USAID, shifting those responsibilities to the State Department. Questions remain about staffing, funding, and when exactly the bureau will launch. Congress must be notified before it's finalized. And Ring is responding to backlash over that Super Bowl ad. The commercial showed how Ring owners can share video to help find lost dogs, but it sparked concerns about how else that AI technology could be used. Now Amazon, which owns Ring, is ending its partnership with surveillance company Flock Safety. California's wine industry is struggling. Vineyards are disappearing. Growers ripped out more than 38,000 acres of vines last year, 7% of the state's total. They say the problem is too much wine, not enough demand. Farmers say they're hopeful for a turnaround this year. And a recall on Morninga supplements sold online and on TikTok Shop. Here they are on your screen. Ambrosia Brands is pulling its Rosabella Morninga capsules due to possible salmonella. 7 people have gotten sick, 3 sent to the hospital. Check the FDA website for details. A new analysis shows nearly 90% of Trump's tariffs last year were paid by consumers and businesses, not foreign countries. Consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn joins us to break down those numbers.
The analysis finds from January to August, U.S. importers bore 94% of tariff costs. Importers passing most of that cost in higher prices to manufacturers and retailers, ultimately you, the consumer. While exporters began to shoulder slightly more of that by November, consumers and businesses in the U.S. remained on the hook for 86%. The Federal Reserve Bank says the Treasury Department collected $287 billion in tariffs in 2025. That's up 192% from the previous year. But the Supreme Court ruling looms. The U.S. government could owe businesses as much as $168 billion in refunds if the court says Trump exceeded his authority under emergency powers law. For taxpayers, this means two conflicting realities. In the short term, the government is collecting a lot of money from tariffs. In the long term, if those tariffs are ruled unlawful, taxpayers might ultimately bear the cost of large refunds, which ultimately could mean higher future taxes, more borrowing, or spending cuts. So the tax is hitting consumers twice, once at the store via higher prices and potentially again if refunds are required. And we will feel this especially in southern Wisconsin with all the local production, dairy operations, especially when you're considering things like farm equipment prices and the tariffs on steel or imported machinery. But the court is expected to make its decision soon. Legally, they have until the end of the current term, which is late spring, early summer.
That was Michelle Renee Quinn. You can wake up with her on weekend mornings. And that's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got an update on our forecast.
All right, by now you already know we had a little bit of snowfall, a mix of rain and snow up along I-94. There's some ice associated with that as well, just around, say, Ladysmith, and then you can see it on either side there, as well as Chippewa Valley. Holding on to that, and Eau Claire was just shy of that as well. You get into it, we have more of that moisture kicking around and going onto the northern tier of the United States. We also have some of that coming out of Canada as well. Also, most of that snowfall is kind of tracking out of the Great Lakes right now, and as we get into it, more of that moisture is on the way coming in from California and getting pushed up to the north. You can see all that continue to just ride right up along that area of low pressure as you get right back into areas right by Nebraska, and then eventually it's going to get pulled up to the north. We're also seeing high pressure pretty much over the Atlantic side, working along, I should say, most of the eastern side of the United States, pushing that moisture right back up toward us, and that's going to happen as we get into it. We're also going to find ourselves seeing temperatures begin to fall once we get past the midweek. Temperatures are going to begin to dip down, holding on to some 40s and some 30s in the forecast. But for now, we're holding on to 40s all the way to the 60s in the forecast, those low 60s there. We may even see some records coming along. We'll get into the day from the morning hours, a few clouds sneaking in, then those clouds clear out. That's why we may see mostly sunny skies for some folks as the winds change from the south coming in from the northwest. That will also bring in, as we go into the overnight hours, the possibility of more moisture on the way. You're seeing as we go into it, cloud cover starts to sneak in. You're going to see that continue on as we go through Tuesday. Moisture starts to try to get up. There's a little frontal boundary coming up from the north, I should say from the south, and it continues to move, pushing up northward. It goes all the way up along north of Ladysmith, and then moisture comes back again by the 6 o'clock hour. That's going into your evening commute with some light rainfall turning into ice and snowfall, working its way up to the north, getting along I-94. You're seeing that from Black River Falls all the way to Eau Claire, back to the north, and that continues on. Now more moisture coming in from the west, more moisture coming in from the east as well from the lake, and that continues to lift northward, turning into snowfall along the northern tier of the state. We still have ice pretty much between Eau Claire and Ladysmith, and then as that finishes out, as we go into it, you're seeing more of that moisture still staying up along I-94, not so much down by us as well. We had a little taste of it, but that's gone now through the evening commute. As that finishes out, we go all the way through Wednesday. You're seeing more moisture come back again Wednesday night going into Thursday. You're seeing it at 6 o'clock in the morning, in the evening, I should say, and then it continues on with snowfall well to the north, and it continues on in the overnight hours, and up and out it goes. So that's that. We get into highs for Tuesday, 40s, in the middle 50s in the forecast. We're cooling down by at least, say 5 degrees or so. Then eventually Wednesday, highs 39 to about 54 degrees. We begin to drop you down a couple of degrees here or there. Thursday's highs, we are seeing 39 to at least 50 degrees. All in between, we're seeing temperatures drop down to the 40s. And of course, cloudier skies are in the forecast. Giving way to this, and not going to be a record for La Crosse or Eau Claire. But as you get right back into it, we could see, I should have changed that out. That's Sparta right there, by the way. I should say Prairie du Chien, and this is supposed to be Sparta. They're going to break probably records, as you can see, or at least tie a record or two. We'll lean in how this all shapes up going into the next few days. Moisture, 20% chance during the daytime. Most of the rainfall is at night, as you can see. We're not in that, but there is a 70% chance of that occurring in the forecast for us. We get into Thursday, it's a 30% chance possibly coming back again into the evening and overnight hours. Friday, you've got some showers come back again for the afternoon, and it's about a 40% chance. And then we begin to drop temperatures down, 38 all the way down to 30 to 31 degrees to finish out the work week and into the weekend and next week.
All right, Art, thank you for that. And as you wake up, we're taking a live look right now at North Holland in the Netherlands. The Dutch are a speed skating powerhouse, but Wisconsin's Jordan Stahl's giving them a run for their money in Milan. He won his second gold medal of the games over the weekend. Stay with us. More sports is headed your way.
Coming up in sports, the WIAA girls basketball brackets are out. I'll break them down and have a look at all of the top seeds from around the area. Coming up in the Morning Blitz.
A new way of donating food in La Crosse. I'll have more on how you can support your local area up next.
Come on, boys. These dogs aren't going to eat themselves. Yeah, mustard? I'm a mustard gal myself.
What home improvement delivers the highest return on investment? A new garage door. And the perfect door is a genuine overhead door, made to last right here in the USA for over 100 years. Overhead Door has been the leader in exceptional design and quality materials installed by trained, experienced professionals. Find your perfect door. Visit our showroom or go online to choose from an endless array of styles, colors, and accents. From our family to yours. Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
At Taco John's, we're serving a higher standard of flavor with seasoned meats, freshly fried shells, and always hot potato olays. That's what we call West Mex. Stuffed grilled tacos are now cheesier and crunchier. Try 2 new flavors for limited time at Taco.
Feel good inside and out.
This month, get a free triple paint upgrade on select windows designed to keep your home comfortable year-round.
And with 60 months interest-free financing, upgrading has never been easier.
Clear Choice Cares. For every window purchase this month, $5 will be donated to the Hunger Task Force, helping families right here in our community. We focus on the right solutions for your home, not a one-size-fits-all sales pitch.
Going on or coming off?
On. 14 hours.
Oh, thanks. Saving lives.
Cheers.
Rural Wisconsin churches struggling to keep their doors open, with many operating without full-time pastors. As attendance falls, how long can they survive? Tonight at 6, we talk with spiritual leaders on their hope and plans for a revival. News 8 Now, Sports.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. This week is the final week of the girls basketball regular season, and then the fun of the playoffs begin. However, yesterday the brackets were released, so let's take a look at some of our top area teams. Starting in Division II, the La Crosse Central Riverhawks nabbed a number 2 seed. The Riverhawks currently 16-5 on the year, led by Alana Simpson, who is averaging 20 points a game. In that same region, the Onalaska girls are the 3 seed. The Hilltoppers 16-6 on the year, so we might have a potential of a Central versus Onalaska regional final, and then Rice Lake being the 1 seed on that side of the bracket. A bunch of teams in Division III, but no surprises here, as the Aquinas girls got a number 1 seed, 21-2 on the season, and they've got a chance at another perfect MVC record. The Blue Golds, they're dangerous. They can go inside to Samantha Davis, or they've got a handful of sharpshooters on the outside. Aquinas hoping to go back to Green Bay for the 7th time and first since 2023. A few of the other teams in D3, Mauston is the 3 seed, Viroqua is the 4 seed, and West Salem is the 5, all in that region, while Arcadia is the 4 seed in a different region. Down in Division 4, the Luther Knights got a 2 seed. It was a slow start to the season for them, but they finished strong. They're now 14-8. Also in that region, the Bangor Cardinals, a 3 seed, and Melrose Maduro is the 5 seed. In Division 5, we have a ton of good teams, including 2 different 1 seeds. The Elevistrum Cardinals, they've got a chance at finishing the season undefeated. Currently 22-0 on the year with 2 more games this week. They're the top-ranked team in D1 and will look to make it to Green Bay for just the 2nd time in school history. Independence Gilmanton, also a 1 seed in a different region. The Indies 17-5 on the year. Blair Taylor is a 2 seed. The Wildcats 16-6. And then a bunch of other high seeds, including DeSoto, who is a 3 seed. The Pirates are 17-6 on the year. Royal is a 4 seed. Wazeeka Steuben is a 4 seed. And Alma Pepin is a 5 seed. You can see a full look of the brackets on the WIAA website. Regional games begin on February 24th. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
In a world that can tear kids down, every child needs someone who builds them up. That's why Buygoff and Rohde proudly sponsors Big Brothers Big Sisters to match kids with their own mentor, because every child deserves a champion.
If your basement walls are peeling, that is not appealing. So this is water damage,
yes,
man?
Sir. That's water damage.
How many people right now have compromised their basement brought on by water?
Oh, the majority. I mean, water is the enemy of a home.
Right.
But it's better to have it assessed to give you that ease of mind.
Sure.
Inspections are free. Might as well just give us a call to help.
Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all.
Get 1.9% financing on this Silverado LT. Or get $5,350 total value plus $3,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
The Tractor Central Best Time to Buy sales event is going on now through March 2nd on all premium John Deere residential mowing equipment. We're stocked up to maximize opportunities for our customers to save $300 to $500 on John Deere zero-turn mowers and up to $700 on John Deere lawn and garden tractors. Preseason savings at Tractor Central. Get started now at TractorCentral.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
It's a John Deere day.
The easiest way to furnish your cabin is at Black River Furniture Outlet. Bring the outdoors in with a handmade dining table set, crafted from the finest woods like hickory, walnut, maple, and barnwood. Shop cozy Amish rockers and upholstery, or Wisconsin-made easy sofas with customizable fabrics. Pair it all with a cabin rug, 5x8s, 8x10s, scatters, and runners available. And before you leave, visit the bed shed. Check out our rustic bedroom groups and bunk beds, as well as our Amish office furniture. Open 7 days a week, Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
In this place, strength means something different. It means us all being together. And doing our thing. You can look all you want, but there's still no place like this place.
When your nest empties, you can fill a child's life with purpose. Big Brothers Big Sisters bridges generations through mentorship. Buygoff and Rohde changes lives through justice. Because one mentor can change everything.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app.
'40s right now. We've got some 30s, 40s, and 50s coming back again later on in the afternoon as well. More about that coming up in just a moment.
Community fridges are here in La Crosse. How and where you can support your local community. Up next.
The biggest celebration of the Chinese calendar, the Coulee Region Chinese Community's Big Bash, coming up. Menopause and your heart, a connection many women don't know about. What you need to know, coming up on Mindful Monday.
Today's show host Savannah Guthrie posts a new video pleading for the return of her mother, Nancy. I'm Bradley Blackburn with new details on the investigation into her disappearance and the search that's now entered its third week.
Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Monday, February 16th. It is just about 6:30. Hope your morning is off to a good start. We'll send it over first thing to meteorologist Art Jarrett, tracking the forecast for us, coming off such a lovely weekend out there.
Yeah.
Don't let it end, Art.
All right, I'll try to do my best as we get into it here. We have warm conditions expected today. Record-breaking temperatures not out of the question. We'll also see 40s and 50s in the forecast, but I'm just going to tell you right now, there may be some 60s in the forecast as we go farther south. We'll hold on to rainfall later on as we go into Tuesday night, as well as the Wednesday night as well. Maybe even Thursday night, we'll maybe even see some snowfall try to come back again late in the day into the evening hours. Right now, though, current temperatures in the 40s, pretty much on the widespread version here. 40 for La Crosse, 40 for Eau Claire, 45 for Prairie du Chien, and 43 in Sparta. We'll get the clouds coming in as we roll right through it here. We'll be picking up more clouds, possibly getting into at least partly to mostly sunny skies today. A few clouds drifting along the northern tier of the state, but we're pretty much done with the rainfall. We'll also see it come back again low as we go right into tomorrow. We'll see some breezy and gusty winds today, and of course that goes all the way into the to the late morning hours. Then it begins to subside. You can see the wind gusts up to about 26, 29 miles per hour to near 30 as you get to Viroqua, and then it begins to break down by the 10 o'clock hour. The winds are fairly breezy currently right now. You can see both flags for La Crosse as well as Eau Claire blowing out there currently, and as you can see it, we'll also see as you get into Winona, you're looking at 45 degrees, feels like 41 degrees out there. La Crosse, 40 degrees, feels like 34 degrees on your skin currently. Be safe and bundle up for the kids going to school.
Happy President's Day. Before you head out, here is what you need to know. Banks, schools, post offices, and the stock market all closed. Most stores and restaurants, though, are open as usual. A new option to help community members get fresh food and personal care items is now open. News 8 Now Seth Padilla joins us live with where we can find these items. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Alexandra, and this is a community fridge located on Caledonia Street on the north side at Golden Heart Tattoo Shop, and it's open. It offers free access to food and household items for anyone who may need them. The fridge will be open 24 hours a day for anyone to donate or take what they need.
So the free little pantries can only take non-perishable food items, so like canned goods and whatnot, whereas with a fridge, well, perishable goods, things that wouldn't be able to last in a little typical free little pantry.
The project is organized by volunteers with Cooley Democratic Socialists of America and Driftless Mutual Aid. And these organizations say they're aiming to fill gaps left by traditional food pantries. And I do want to show the viewers at home what it looks like on the inside. Now, this was just set up, but if I open it here, you can see there are no donations yet, but it is ready to go. It is on, and it is currently waiting for more donations to come. So I'll send it back to you, Alexandra, in the studio. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
All right, let's work to get some donations in there. Thank you for that update, Seth. And tomorrow, spring primary elections. Competitive local races include Soldiers Grove Village Trustee, Westby School Board, and Rusk County Supervisor. Polls are opening at 7 a.m. And the Cooley region ringing in the Lunar New Year this weekend. The Cooley Region Chinese School and La Crosse Area Chinese Association hosted the annual celebration. Performers took the stage with traditional dances, music, and colorful costumes.
Chinese New Year has been there for like over 5,000 years. You know, every year we celebrate. So this is our the biggest tradition, a holiday. So we are excited for sure. And also at the same time, we want to pass on the culture to our next generation.
The year of the horse officially begins tomorrow. 400 athletes carved up the competition at the State Ski and Snowboard Championships this weekend. Mount La Crosse hosted the biggest high school ski race in the country.
We are so proud to see all these people come together to work for the kids. These kids have been working so hard all year, and now this is their championship race, and it feels like a championship venue.
Maybe some future Olympians there. Explore La Crosse estimates that the event brought about 2,500 people to the local area. This week in our Black History Month series, we're taking a closer look at a difficult chapter in La Crosse's past. News 8 Now's JDS McGee explains.
By the early 20th century, the black population in La Crosse began to decline.
Research says that shift happened during a time of national racial violence and rising segregation across the country. Some researchers argue La Crosse used to fit the definition of what's known as a sundown town.
A sundown town is a place that purposefully kept out people of color, often Black Americans, from living in that place. And there were many strategies used to do that. The head sociologist, who has published a book that's widely read, his name was Dr. James Loewen, and he had a pretty broad definition of what sundown towns were. And it's working with his definition that La Crosse could be argued to be a sundown town.
While there's no confirmed city ordinance declaring La Crosse as a sundown town, historians point to documented examples of racial exclusion. In the 1940s, Black soldiers stationed at Fort McCoy were barred from entering the city after an alleged incident. There were also reports of discriminatory business practices, and historical records show a Ku Klux Klan chapter operated locally. Librarians say incidents like these reflect broader national racial tensions and violence happening during that era.
Because of national politics, this time period is when Black Americans in La Crosse were targeted. There was an increase in violence against Black Americans all over our country. And so there is reason to believe that the white residents in La Crosse also followed that national trend.
City leaders say understanding this history isn't about rewriting the past, it's about owning it. They say acknowledging both progress and harm is necessary to move forward.
America wasn't always nice and pleasant. America wasn't always welcoming. America did some really bad things to groups of people. And the reality is we have to own that history and acknowledge it. Say, how do we make sure that we never do this again?
Next week in our Black History series, we will look at what life is like for Black residents in La Crosse today and how leaders say the community continues to evolve. The release, meanwhile, of millions of Epstein files is sending shockwaves around the world. Norway's former prime minister now charged with gross corruption. The CEO of global shipping giant DP World stepped down, and allegations of corruption are now swirling around UK leadership. Outside of the U.S., investigations range from human trafficking to corruption and espionage. The partial government shutdown entering day 3. Democrats and Republicans are still divided over DHS funding and immigration enforcement. Agencies affected include TSA, FEMA, and the Coast Guard. Democrats want ICE agents to display ID, wear body cameras, and show their faces. And authorities honing in on articles of clothing the suspect was seen wearing in that security camera footage from the night Nancy Guthrie went missing. This comes as Today Show host Savannah Guthrie posted a new video. CBS's Bradley Blackburn reports.
We still have hope.
In a new video, Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie made this plea to whoever is holding her mother.
It is never too late to do the right thing.
Police believe Nancy Guthrie was taken from her home on February 1st. The FBI says a black glove found near her Arizona home is being tested for DNA and that it matches the gloves seen worn by the suspect in doorbell camera footage.
We got to find that guy. Somebody out there knows who this is.
Authorities are asking for the public's help to find the suspect, who they believe is male, 5'9" or 5'10" tall, with an average build. Sources tell CBS News investigators have reviewed security camera video at this Tucson Walmart store as they focus on the black Ozark Trail hiker pack the suspect was wearing in the surveillance footage. The backpack is sold exclusively at Walmart. Friday, law enforcement searched a second house located less than 2 miles away from Guthrie's home and an SUV, though no arrests were made.
The whole world just wants to know where she is.
Members of the community signed a giant Bring Her Home banner hung outside of Tucson's local NBC affiliate.
I just think of, what if this was my mother, and I just feel so bad for them.
All hoping she'll be found as the search stretches into a third week. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, James is 8 months and he loves smiling, laughing, and cuddling.
And Gwen is 88, a retired teacher who volunteers at her local food pantry, thrift store, and church. Happy birthday.
All right, right on. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button right there underneath the Home tab. Coming up, menopause and your heart, a connection many women don't know about. We'll tell you what you need to know on Mindful Monday.
Well, when they came to install things, they were very timely. They were very professional and told us exactly how long we would be without water, which was helpful to plan. You know, they came in, did the job, they left, you didn't even know they were there.
It's Hy-Vee's one-day sale, Monday, February 16th. Pork chops are just 77 cents. Hy-Vee eggs, just $1.48. Dole chopped or premium salad kits, $2.88. Hy-Vee macaroni and cheese, just 49 cents. Hy-Vee ice cream, $1.99. Save on Pepsi 6-packs and more. Monday, February 16th. And every day, you'll find the same low prices online as in store. Only at Hy-Vee.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
Radon is a radioactive gas you can't see or smell, but it's the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. It can seep up from the ground and into your home, and as many as 1 in 3 homes can have dangerous levels, especially in basements, where many of us have bedrooms and playrooms. Call American Water Works for an expert radon solution. We'll get radon out to help protect your family and your home's value. Don't wait. Breathe healthier today. Call the radon experts at American Water Works.
Where does confidence come from? It's not from within. It must be pursued. Confidence is not a mindset. It's an achievement. In the GMC Sierra HD AT4X. Get 3.9% APR on 2025 GMC Sierra heavy-duty models. Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
This adorable shelter pet wants to meet you and your family today. The News 8 Now Pet of the Week is brought to you by Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Miss a story? See it again or watch us live on YouTube at WKBT News 8 Now.
Maxwell White Water Conditioning is the Coulee region's trusted leader in water conditioning. From hardness to chlorine to iron, we eliminate it all for cleaner and healthier water. When you need the best, call the experts. Call Maxwell White.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Rural churches across the U.S. are struggling to keep their doors open, and towns in the Coulee region are feeling it all the same, doing whatever it takes to keep their place of faith alive. Here with me this morning is News 8 anchor Emily Brown to talk a little bit more about this. Good morning.
Good morning, Alexandra.
So what's going on? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so churches have seen these challenges before.
Yeah.
It's not the first time. It certainly is not the last. But towns like Mindoro and Melrose in our community, you know, faith is the bedrock of how these towns started, and it's very disheartening for them when only a handful of people are showing up. People are moving out of the country, they're coming to their big city. So they're faced with the question, do we close or do we stay open? So I talked to a few members there, and then also look at a church in Onalaska that is thriving and see what they're doing and seeing if some of the things that they're applying is something that these small churches can do as well to stay open. And the question is, what do these small churches do next? So hopefully I'll have some answers to share on hope tonight at 6.
Okay, we'll be looking forward to that. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get into your local weather here. I'm going to show you straight up the moisture that's coming across from California all the way out to the Four Corners region. You see the bulk of that going all the way up into the northern plains as well. You also see that continue to work its way a little bit going into, say, Iowa right now, and eventually we'll see that continue to press it into our region once we get closer to us. But we're also looking at now, as we go into next week, we're going to be seeing temperatures to go below average now. We're cooling it back down to near or below average in the forecast. In fact, the higher north you go, the colder you're going to be. Right now, Hyundai, we're looking at 50s, and all the way down to the south, we're looking at more 50s and 60s in the forecast. And eventually that will start to wane. There's a bit of a wind chill this early morning. It's about a 30, feels like it's about 32 degrees or so, just around the freezing mark for this early morning. And then eventually by the 10 o'clock hour, that'll be gone. We'll also see as we go run to a Tuesday, we're going to see some more nighttime rainfall coming back in the forecast, most of which will touch us getting down to Brock River Falls, Sparta, as well, Winona, maybe even La Crosse may get touched now. We have about a 70% chance of that happening, but the thing is, we're going to see an 80% chance to a 90% chance of rain and snow mix continuing to move up to the north. You can also see that down to the south as well. That continues to push northward all the way up into Ladysmith and out of the state as well, as that continues to happen, most of which is going to be up along I-94. That continues to do so for Wednesday as we go into the 2 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock hour, and the early morning hours. You can see that going into the overnight hours, and by the time we get into the wee hours, we're pretty much done. We'll see as we come back again for Wednesday all the way into the evening commute. You're seeing a more shower activity pretty much happening there with snowfall and a mix of rain and snow turning into snowfall to finish out by the 9 o'clock hour, 10 o'clock hour, and we're pretty much done going into Thursday around 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, speaking of Thursday, I'm going to bring you back again. We start off in the 9 o'clock hour in the evening. There's more snowfall and rainfall. A wintry mix still continuing to come in. That continues to vault up to the north, going all the way into Friday at the all the way into the morning and hours. Going into it, you're going to see again. So it's mostly snow as we finish out, going all the way into Friday morning. Friday afternoon, we're still having that as well. Snow and a mix of snow down to south of our area. We'll continue on with that. Snowfall to the north and a mix of rain and snow with a wintry mix still happening as we go through Friday, and that continues all the way into the evening hours. That being said, highs for Tuesday, 40s and the 50s. And of course, we'll see temperatures continue to drop. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies, possibly as we get into Wednesday. We're also going to see 30s, 50s, and the 40s there. You can see there. Eventually by Thursday, 30s, 40s, and that maybe near 50. We'll get into the possibility of record-breaking temperatures, not so much for La Crosse and Eau Claire, but once you get into areas right by Prairie du Chien and, of course, Sparta, you're going to see potential maybe a tie for Prairie du Chien. A record will be broken for Sparta if that still holds, and we'll lean in how this all shapes up. Cloudier skies come in for Tuesday. We're going to be seeing more of that come back again for Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies. Cloudier skies coming in for Thursday as well. Then we're going to have a higher percentage. This is mostly daytime rainfall, as you can see by Thursday. We're looking at maybe a 70 to 80% chance of that coming back again in the nighttime. Then we go into Friday, where you're looking at the morning hours in the afternoon. You're looking at a 40% chance of snowfall returning, turning into drier conditions for Saturday and Sunday. But you notice the temperatures go from 38 on Friday down to 34 on Saturday, 30 degrees by Sunday, so we're below average by a degree or two. Then getting into Monday, we're down by at least 1 degree below seasonal average. Back to you.
February is Heart Month, and for women, menopause can play a bigger role in your heart health than you might think. Dr. Heidi Werner is a family medicine physician with Amplify Health. She's also certified in menopause care. She joins us now for this conversation. Good morning. Great to see you.
Good morning. Nice to see you as well.
Yeah, so kind of a surprising connection. Tell us a little bit, what is this connection between menopause and our heart health?
So cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of death for women, and most cardiovascular disease in women actually starts in the postmenopausal period of life.
Interesting. Okay, all right, that is definitely interesting. So does the age that a woman goes through menopause, does that, affect the risk at all?
Absolutely. So the average age of menopause is about age 51. However, we consider early menopause to be anything between 40 and 44, and premature menopause is anything before age 40. And when women go through menopause in that early menopause period, they have about a 3% increase in cardiovascular disease, whereas in that even earlier, the premature period before age 40, that's about a 7% increase in cardiovascular disease risk.
Okay, and so what changes happen to the body, that is impacting the heart during menopause?
There are a large number of changes that happen to the body during menopause. So things like changes in our body composition. So we tend to lose lean muscle mass and gain abdominal adiposity, so more fat around the visceral organs, which are kind of your internal organs, around your heart, your liver, all of those things, and that increases your risk of cardiovascular disease. You'll also see some changes in lipid metabolism, so increases in LDL cholesterol and apolipoprotein B, which is one of our atherosclerotic lipid particles. You'll see some increases in blood pressure, as well as decreases in insulin sensitivity, so there's a higher risk of diabetes. So there's actually a large number of changes in our bodies that affect our health.
Okay, and that all makes sense, all tied to heart health, even though we may not think about it like that. Any warning signs that women should watch for? You know that menopause age range is so big, so how do you really know? What should we be looking out for?
So, you know, how do you know if you're going through menopause is a little bit of a question first. So things that you'll typically notice with the menopausal transition is, first off, just changes in your menstrual cycle. We typically have about a 28-day menstrual cycle for most women, give or take a little bit, but you may start to notice that your periods get a little closer together, or they may get a little bit farther apart during that transition. You're officially in menopause once you've gone 1 year without a menstrual cycle. Okay. That is the official diagnosis. But in terms of things that we should watch out in terms for our cardiovascular health is getting in with your regular primary care provider to do labs, things like checking your blood sugars, your cholesterol, blood pressure, and then any of those cardiovascular risk signs like chest pain, difficulty breathing when we're exercising, things like that should be evaluated by a physician.
Okay, those labs, they can really tell us things that the human eye can't, right? So it's important to get in for that. Anything that we can do to protect our hearts, you know, before, during, and after menopause?
Generally, the same things that we would recommend for any period of your life would be helpful for menopausal transition as well. So things like getting a good, varied diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, getting regular physical activity is extremely important as we age, and especially doing some strength training. As I talked earlier, that change in muscle mass does occur more rapidly during the menopausal transition. So getting into the gym, doing some strength training a couple times a week can be really beneficial.
Okay, and when should women talk to their doctors about all of this?
So in general, I recommend that you have an annual all of your preventative screenings, whether it is related to the cardiovascular health or otherwise just your overall health is important. However, during the menopause transition, I would actually encourage you to bring up symptoms of menopause with your primary doctor as well. Things like hot flashes, night sweats, changes in vaginal dryness or sexual health, because those can all be signs that we're starting to either go through this transition or have maybe already made it there, but they really do increase your risk of cardiovascular disease as well. So interestingly enough, women who have more what we call vasomotor symptoms, which are the hot flashes and the night sweats, actually have higher risks of cardiovascular disease as well. So those symptoms are not just a nuisance, they're actually a sign of increasing cardiovascular risk, and they can be treated. There are different medication options out there, both hormonal and non-hormonal, in order to manage your symptoms.
Okay, great to know. Some relief is there. Well, thank you very much for being with us this morning, Dr. Werner.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
While you're busy, your pup can play all day at Top Dog Retreat in West Salem. Safe, supervised fun with friends, plus plenty of exercise and love. Because a tired dog is a happy dog. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
Menards 11% rebate is here. From lighting to lumber, from doors to floors. The bigger the project, the bigger the rebate. Pittsburgh's Distinction Interior Paint is a paint and primer that offers excellent height and coverage with a resilient finish. A gallon starts at a value of $29.98 after rebate. Pittsburgh's Paramount Interior Paint provides advanced protection, true one-coat coverage, and excellent scrubability. A gallon starts at a value of $39.99 after rebate. Hurry in, the 11% rebate is here.
Save big money at Menards.
Together, we're stronger.
Western works side by side with local employers to provide career-ready skills.
Together, we make a difference.
Western's 90-plus programs go hand in hand with today's job market.
Together, we're vital for our communities.
Our region's exceptional industries rely on Western grads. We're all in this together.
Together,
we are Western.
We have that at Sweet Valley Artisans in Coon Valley.
Hi, do you have a red Norwegian sweater?
We have that.
Perfect.
There's no way they have floral bell bottoms here.
Yep, we have that.
Jams, mixes. I wonder if they have eggs.
We have that.
I'm looking for something a little unique.
Yep, we have that.
Hunt for your next piece in our newly remodeled artisan shop now. Stop in and find your treasure today.
At Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, we believe improving your home should feel good inside and out.
This month, get a free triple pane upgrade on select windows designed to keep your home comfortable year-round.
And with 60 months interest-free financing, upgrading has never been easier.
Clear Choice cares For every window purchased this month, $5 will be donated to the Hunger Task Force, helping families right here in our community. We focus on the right solutions for your home, not a one-size-fits-all sales pitch.
At Top Dog Retreat in West Salem, skip the mess and hassle at home. Our climate-controlled self-serve dog wash is open 24 hours to keep your dog clean, dry, and ready for their next adventure. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
Rural Wisconsin churches struggling to keep their doors open, with many operating without full-time pastors. As attendance falls, how long can they survive? Tonight at 6, we talk with spiritual leaders on their hope and plans for a revival.
A new community fridge has opened on Caledonia Street on the north side of La Crosse, and I'll actually give you guys a look. This was just set up, but here's the inside of the fridge. As you can see, it is ready to go. No donations yet, so that's all it's waiting on. And this is at Gold Heart Tattoo. It offers free access to food and household items for anyone who may need them. The fridge will be open 24 hours a day for anyone to donate or take what they need.
So the free little pantries can only take non-perishable food items, so like canned goods and whatnot. Whereas with a fridge, well, perishable goods, things that wouldn't be able to last in a little typical free little pantry.
The project is organized by volunteers with Cooley Democratic Socialists of America and Driftless Mutual Aid. The organizations say they're aiming to fill gaps left by traditional food pantries. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now This Morning.
Tomorrow, spring primary elections. Competitive local races include Soldiers Grove Village Trustee, Westby School Board, and Russ County Supervisor. Polls open at 7. And nature putting on a bit of a show in Hawaii. Mount Kilauea erupted yesterday. Look at that, sending lava fountains thousands of feet into the sky. It's one of the world's most active volcanoes, one of 6 active volcanoes on Hawaii. No ash has fallen on the ground, just a spectacular sight.
And you said there's a restaurant near there?
Yeah, there's like a restaurant right there where it has a view of the volcano. When I went, there was no eruptions, unfortunately, but woo, what a view. Nothing that fiery in our forecast.
Nothing that fiery, but we may be pretty close to that warm, though. We're getting up to those 60s today. Possibly could be some record-breaking temperatures for Prairie du Chien and maybe even Sparta as well. We'll get right back into it. You can see the record potential here, a tie for Prairie du Chien and a record for Sparta as well. They're going to beat it by a couple of degrees. Holding on to warm conditions today, then rainfall at night coming in for your Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we'll see snowfall coming in. That may be late day getting into your Thursday and Friday early morning. Holding on to colder conditions right back into near seasonal average temperatures to finish out the work week and into the weekend.
All right, the roller coaster starting its descent back down. Thank you, Art. Thanks for waking up with us. We will see you back here at noon.